What's up YouTube? It's your girl Syd and I'm back with another video for you today of Life with Syd. If you're new here, welcome. Please be sure to like this video, comment in the boxes below, and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. If you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you for coming back. You know, some of y'all be watching and don't be subscribing, so hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. All right, so today I am going to be talking about a few things that I wish I would have known before I started nursing school. And I watched a few other videos like this, but I watched them after I already started school, and I don't think that all of them hit on the topics that I'm gonna hit on today. So let's get into this video. All right, so I've organized all of my tips and things that I wish I would have known before nursing school into 7 points. So the first thing that I really wish I would have known before starting nursing school is how nursing questions are asked, and that I would need a lot more practice with nursing style questions. So with nursing, the way that they phrase the questions for exams, for quizzes, for anything, even the NCLEX and everything, because you're learning how to answer those style questions for when you pass your exam at the end and your licensure exam and all of the things. The way that nursing style questions are asked is one of the most hardest things to understand if you have never ever seen anything like that in your entire life. So my first semester of school, I hadn't seen anything like a nursing style question before. And then you have those select all that apply questions. And really my best advice would be to do as much practice as possible. I bought a practice questions book called Fundamental Success. There's a whole success series of nursing books out there. I'll insert a picture of it here. But I bought this book for my first semester of school, which was fundamentals, and it was a lifesaver. I feel like it helped me so much with learning how to answer nursing style questions and exactly what they're looking for, which is like, what would you do first? Or which of these is the best answer for this scenario? You have to really look through the question to be sure you know what they're asking you, and you have to really look through the answers to make sure that you're not missing out on certain key terms that makes you realize that answer could never be the right answer. So after time and like experience, you know, you get used to it, but you never ever should stop doing practice questions, no matter what point you are at in your nursing school career. And then we also use ATI at my school. So I have a bunch of ATI books back there behind me under my desk. And I just use whichever one, depending on what class we're in. So the fundamentals book and the nutrition book were the ones that I used the most previously. And I also dabbled in the pharmacology book a little bit. The way my school does pharmacology is different. I can make a whole nother video about that if you all would like, but that is tip number 1. All right, so tip number 2 is to make sure that you have time for self-care and to just be smart about managing your time. I use Google Calendar as well as my planner, which you all have probably seen 1,000,001 times by now in my previous videos. I use Google Calendar and my planner so that I make sure I keep track of everything. So I use Google Calendar for my personal things, for my bills, for work, and for school. Everything's color coded. I use the same system in my planner, and that just helps me a lot with making sure that I won't miss any assignments, that I know what nights I have to be at work, that I know when I have a test so that I won't schedule myself to work, all of those things of that nature. And for self-care, I typically will schedule that the day before the test so that I can just kind of relax and decompress and not be cramming information in my head 10 hours before a test or however many hours before my test. I find that helps me a lot because it forces me to get into my studying a little bit earlier, and that's just something I needed to do for myself so that I could perform better at school and retain the information a lot better. So I start studying for tests typically a week or and a half, maybe a week early, and that way it won't be cramming, that way I won't feel like I'm rushing, that way I can still address information from previous tests or previous courses and things of that nature. But self-care in nursing school is so important. You can get so burnt out so fast, and we want you to finish. I want to finish. I want you to finish. You want to finish. So just set aside maybe 10 minutes or so a day, meditate, do yoga, drink a smoothie, go for a walk, whatever floats your boat. Just do something for you. All right, so tip number 3 is to form and maintain relationships with your clinical instructors, your lecturers, and any other staff members or faculty that you interact with for a good amount of time and on a regular basis. So for me, my lecturers and my clinical instructors were the same people for my first 2 classes, and I still talk to them for the most part. It's been a little bit difficult since we haven't been in person, but even when I work at the hospital, I see some of them here and there because they work for the same system that I do. Like, the school's owned by the hospital, so it's all just one big, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I still see them even when I'm at work sometimes, or like I'm getting off, they're coming in, all of that. And as I previously mentioned in my clinical bag video, I believe thank you cards, or nursing school supply haul video, check them out, I'll have them linked. Thank you cards. Thank you cards are very important, and they're just a simple gesture for you to show your appreciation to your instructors and kind of put yourself out there like, hey, this is what I'm saying. This is me appreciating you and all that you've done for me. This is me appreciating my learning experience with you. And it helps them remember you. It makes you set yourself apart from everyone else, which is very important in nursing school, because once you finish your actual schooling and you're about to start applying for jobs and you're about to start applying for jobs, and you're gonna start getting your information together to sit for your licensure exam, things of that nature. Your instructors, your clinical supervisors, all of those people are the ones who will be writing your recommendations. They're the ones that you are going to need to get a job after nursing school. So just taking 5 minutes of your day to write a simple thank you note, or simply speaking to them after class or something of that nature, allows you to maintain that relationship, and it's really just going to benefit you in the long run. You never know, they could be in touch with someone in the department that you want to work in after you finish school. That could get your foot right there in the door. You just need to simply maintain the relationship. Okay, so this next tip is really simple. I feel like it could be very self-explanatory, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. My advice to you would be to sit in the front row. If not the front row, one of the first 3 rows, but sit as close to the front as possible. And I say this because even if you're at a 4-year school, if you're at a 2-year school, if you're doing your accelerated BSN, any of the things, even if you're doing your LPN or CNA or something like that right now, sitting closest to the front as possible, as close to the front as possible, makes a significant difference in your attention span and what all you pick up on. When you sit in the back of the class, you can see everything that everybody else is doing. That's a distraction. For me, I would like to sit in the first 3 rows, no matter what class it is. I like to sit in the first 3 rows. One, can see and hear better. 2, there's less distractions because you don't have a whole bunch of people on their laptop or on their phone or scrolling through social media. You don't have as much of that when you see people's screens up around you and whatnot. And really, it's gonna help you overall, and people will pay attention. Like your instructors, they may be paying attention to that. They may be more likely to call on you or something of that nature. And I personally feel like it's not a bad thing to get called on when they start picking people to answer questions and stuff, because it's helping you in the long run. If you don't know the answer, you're gonna have to look it up to find the answer or to understand it. If they're not going to discuss it or whatever, which 9 times out of 10 in nursing school, they're not. Like, they're not gonna give you the answer. You have to figure it out, or when your classmates might get picked next, somebody knows the answer. You still have to figure it out. You have to understand the why. And once you understand the why, then you can move forward with other parts of the nursing process. So it all just comes full circle with the nursing process and sitting in the front row and understanding things, and everything comes back together to make you more successful in the long run. All right, so this clip here, this tip, not this clip, is that you should always ask questions and seek opportunities. Any new opportunities, any opportunity to do something you've already done before, brush up on some skills, observe something, any opportunity that you can, seek it out. It is beneficial to you, it's beneficial to your skills, and really, it can open some doors for you if you are actively going around and asking the nurses, hey, do you need anything? Hey, how can I help? Hey, is there anything I can see? They're gonna remember that, and they talk to your instructor about what you're doing and how you're handling everything and how that's going for you. So really, you're just making it better for yourself, but also, well, no, not also anything. You're basically just making it better for yourself by getting your foot in the door, by getting your name out there a little bit more, and excuse me. And there's no such thing as a stupid question, so seeking opportunity is going to allow you to expand more, because why not? You're looking for the opportunity, and it seems like it just kind of fell in your lap. Okay, tip number 6, thing number 6 that I wish I would have known before I started nursing school is how important it is to practice your skills, brush up on your skills, stay sharp on your skills, watch videos of people doing the skills that you need to know. It is so important to be able to know how to perform proper CPR or proper chest compressions. There's so many things. Splinting someone so that whatever the issue is, it won't shake or roll or anything at the time. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. Yeah, so getting comfortable doing your skills, it really just helps you in the long run, so that once you are physically in the clinical setting and, you know, you're doing the physical assessment or whatever you're doing, you're not nervous around the patient, or you're not being very timid and standoffish and if they need me, they'll call me type of person. So just a little plug there. My 7th and final tip for you all is to not compare yourself to others, whether that be people in your cohort, people that go to your same school that just happen to be ahead of you, any of that. Don't compare grades, don't compare yourself in general. Everyone's different, everyone has different learning styles, everyone comprehends things differently, everyone studies differently, everyone performs differently. But if you know your information and you know what you're supposed to be doing, you know what works best for you, and you go ask somebody else and they're like, oh, I got this, this, and this, then you start beating yourself up. You're just making it harder on yourself because you're now like, oh, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. When you already know what works for you, stick to what works for you. And once you figure that out, stay with it. Don't worry about what Susie, Bobby, and Karen are doing. Don't worry about what Keisha, Tasha, and Brittany are doing. Just do you. Focus on you. The only person that matters in the whole scheme of things is you. Because they can go finish and you be worried about what they were doing, change what you're doing, and you just be out there on the sideline. So do what's best for you, focus on you, and you'll get to where you want to be in the long run. All right, so that was everything I have for you all today. I hope that this video can be of some assistance to you. Please be sure to like this video, comment things that you would have liked to know before you started nursing school, or any questions that you may have for me. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Follow me on Instagram at Sydney with 4 D's, 3 E's, and 4 Y's. And yeah, I hope to see you all back for the next one. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.